Okay, Myra Thomas asked if I found the hummingbird feeders that's easier to clean, and I did. And some of the places, like Ace Hardware and Lowe's, is two places. And I noticed that they had a good many at Tractor World, but they didn't have the red base. And I've always got the red base because they say that's the flower that a hummingbird, that's what they're attracted to. So I don't use the red dye. I mean, like the red coloring in the nectar. It is absolutely not necessary. And I just use the sugar water, you know, the 1 part sugar to 4 parts water, and I have another video on boiling the water and blah blah blah. So, but what I wanted to cover today, Myra asked about this. So, this is the way that it looks. There is, it's like this. Show you this part here first, and it has the wide. You know, it comes apart basically. The base comes apart where you can clean it easier. The downside to this is it's got this little hook to it. And this really won't work if you go and put it on a branch of a tree, which I do. So I'll show you the way that now I just have this laying on the hammock to dry, and over here is the where you put the nectar in, and it's a glass, and you can take and use the hot water on it, and or a little bit of vinegar in with it. Now this time I just run hot water in it and a little bottle brush and cleaned it out. Now one thing you have to be careful about is when you hang these up, you want to make sure that this part here is screwed on tight enough. This here, I forget really what it is. It's some type of a covered wire, and I can't half see what I'm doing here, whether I'm getting this right or not. So this is what we use in place of that little hook that really doesn't work right. It just depends on what you're going to hook it on, but this here works well, and you just wrap it around the tree branch, and but just make sure you have this secured. You don't want to take and screw plastic too tight because then you can crack it. But for this part here and for the base, when you put the base on, you just want to screw it tight enough to secure it, but not over screw it too tight. So that's the way that the wide mouth easy clean hummingbird feeder looks like. But I just can't imagine why Tractor World had all those weird, bizarre colors and not just go with red. I noticed they're sitting there on the shelf because people are just not too sure if the hummingbirds are going to go to them, I suspect.